What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Last year, a man went viral in the state of Florida. His name was Tony Thomas, an African-American brother who is a devout Christian. And he was doing very well. According to many people, he's highly educated. He met on Christian Mingle, where he came across a young lady who was named Lexi. And Lexi is a woman who separated from her first husband, which was her child's biological father. But there was just one issue. She had 6 children. Now imagine coming up in the state of Kentucky, a white woman, a white man, the father leaves, and here you are as a black man from a whole other state. You have just one child from a previous relationship, but this woman has 6 kids. So this man adopted all of those 6 kids. At the time, she had 6 boys: Elijah, Isaiah, Ethan, Sheldon, Simeon, Iridius. Okay. Then after which he adopted all 6 of those kids. Some of those kids wanting to change their last name. Now, people were concerned because this guy was doing very well in Florida. He was doing extremely good. And they wanted to know, well, how is a black guy dealing with this white woman with all these kids? Now they have more children, 2 more kids that are blended. And he decided to answer this on his TikTok.
What do you say to people that say, you got all these nice black women out there, why did you choose a white woman?
Well, I first of all, I think those people are ignorant, right? I chose, and God chose for me, and I chose what I like. And what I like, what I saw was not just a white woman. I saw a woman with personality. I saw a woman that I connected with. I saw a woman that I fell in love with, and she happened to be white. So it wasn't just a white woman, right? It was the one that was meant for me.
So, had that person not existed, myself,
Okay.
You could have found a black woman that had characteristics that you liked.
Yep.
Where did that brown kid come from? Really?
If somebody says, where did that brown kid come from? I would say, what color are you? You're kind of like peach. Not peach. You might be like, okay, you're like confectionate sugar, right? So, and I'm milk chocolate. And when you melt all
Boy,
those
you ain't no milk chocolate. Will you please tell which guy?
You mix all those together.
Milk chocolate is not what you...
And then you get like the light brown, like the caramel brown that autumn is.
Okay.
Right? Or the honey or peanut butter, right? Not almond butter. Almond butter is a little bit darker.
Okay,
right?
but
She could be like peanut butter, right? Mixed with honey.
Well, you're trying to make sure I don't get what I want to say in.
I don't know what it is that you're trying to say.
You know good and well
you ain't no milk chocolate. What are you gonna call me?
Boy, you ain't no milk chocolate. You're dark chocolate.
Should we go get some milk chocolate chips? I might be dark chocolate. It depends on where you're looking. Like the hands are definitely not dark chocolate. That side of the hands might be.
I mean, with the light I have on you right now, you look like milk chocolate. But if I take the light away, like...
Okay, well, open up the windows and let the light in.
Okay.
It might be like 80% cocoa, right? So like that milk chocolate's like 75%. Dark chocolate, I think they call that 90% or something like that. So maybe I'm 80.
Okay.
I used to be 11:59. Only midnight was darker. That was back in the day, though. That was back in the
And you try to call me confectious sugar. I am not that white.
After which, he then says this.
I know that Martin Luther King, in his I Have a Dream speech, said specifically, I have a dream that little black kids and little white kids will be able to play together one day. And I'm playing with a little white kid.
What do you say to people that say, well, because you speak like you're white, because you married a white person, you must be a traitor, and therefore you're not like as black as them?
Well, What makes me black is the color of my skin.
What other type of qualifications are they insinuating that you would have to be able to be considered black or in their group?
I don't think I've ever met anybody that actually had a hood card that they could show me, right? So I must just be hanging out with the wrong people. But yeah, I am who I am because God made me that way. If I don't speak the way that they want me to speak, or if I don't associate with the people that they want me to associate with, if I didn't marry the one who they thought I should marry, I don't care, right? What makes me black is the color of my skin. Have I been subject to racism? Yes, absolutely. And it wasn't because of the way that I spoke, and it wasn't because of, well, actually, there has been some racism because of the way that I speak, right? And it's, you're not black enough, right? Or you're not whatever. What makes me black is the color of my skin. I don't speak Ebonics, and that was just because that's not what they taught me to speak in school, right? And that's not what I heard at home. If I speak like what somebody thinks is a white person, then so be it. There's so much racial undertone when somebody says, oh, you are so well spoken, like black people can't speak well. And like black people have to speak like they are from the hood or well, any of those things. It doesn't matter. That's just kind of how they speak. And there's nothing wrong with, I know a lot of educated black people that don't pronounce every single word, right? I know a lot of educated white people that don't pronounce every single word.
You're looking at one.
Yes, I know, right? Yep, I live with one. I am very proud of who I am. I'm very proud of my family, my wife and my kids. I'm very proud of my black family, my roots and my upbringing. I'm proud of black history. I'm proud of all those things, and I recognize black history. I'm very well aware of all the people that have gone before me, and I know that Martin Luther King, in his I Have a Dream speech, said specifically, I have a dream that little black kids and little white kids will be able to play together one day. And I'm playing with a little white kid in my house, and a bunch of them in my house. So I married one of them. So I think I'm the embodiment of part of the dream that Martin Luther King had.
Do you think any race belongs to any other race?
I think we're all God's children, right? So the belonging part is we belong to Him. And anything else outside of that, no one can claim me.
I can claim you.
I was going to say, other than my wife. But we belong to a creator who made us all the way that we are.
So, I mean, there's some racial undertones in his skin color, what he looks like. I mean, I don't really like that. It's a little cringe. And, you know, I just want to say something also. Brother J.R. Wisdom also did a video on this. In fact, he is my inspiration for doing this video. His video is called Desperate Black Men Who Married Single Mom of 6 Reveals Why He Simped. He talks about the black men in the comments section that were saying this about the guy once he made that decision.
If they're all happy, if he's cool with that, being with the kids, being a stepdad and having 2 more kids with her and sealed the deal, and he adopted the 6 kids as well, more power to him. And a lot of the comments were positive on that last video, including a lot of you guys, which I thought was strange. And I did a follow-up video to call you guys out on that, because if he married a single mom who was black with 6 kids, the comments would have been going crazy. They would have been going ham Newton. Y'all would have went nuclear on this guy for wifing up a black single mom with 6 kids and adopting the kids. But because she was white, it was just like, I'm happy for him, I'm proud for him. And that's why I was like, man, you guys are hypocrites, man. You guys are really hypocrites. But hey, Buddy's happy. I know they were roasting him, and her whole page, I think her name is Lexi, is about basically showcasing their blended family and how this black man came in, swooped in, and saved her, and willing to marry her, take care of the 6 kids and adopt them, which is, some of these kids were 16, 17 years old. And I know the father, this is Kentucky, I know the father's not too happy. And like he said, he had some experiences, I think, traveling and saying, yo, I can't settle down in Kentucky, wherever this at, because it's a little bit too much going on there for me.
So I want to deal with this. I want to deal with this because Firstly, you have this black man who obviously likes white women. Okay? Obviously. His first daughter looks mixed. This guy up front was looking for a white woman. You're gonna have guys like this. I mean, I've seen dudes in Africa do that. I've seen white guys come to Africa do something similar. So I won't say it's really race specific because I see it here all the time. I see women that come from Africa with black kids and some white guy falls in love with them and moves them to Germany. Cool. But my point is, some of the brothers that's congratulating him for doing this with a white woman, knowing goddamn if it was a black woman, y'all would have a problem. And that's what I want to call out, because yes, you get brothers doing it all the time. When we see black women doing that and we call it out, y'all like, yeah, call that out, brother. Yeah, that's foul, brother. For real, man, that's shady. How they gonna do all that? I get it, but y'all be doing all that. Y'all stay doing that. A lot of black men. I seen dudes that be hating on African-American women, man. I seen dudes go to the DR, get wifed up. They be talking about they hate sisters, and then, you see them in the DR, you see them in the Philippines somewhere, and just suffering, man, having a terrible time. And you're like, bro, I know you ain't the one talking, right? Like, you all here doing bad. And they'll be out here just getting dusted up, man, just suffering, doing everything, and you're only, willing to go that route because you believe, well, you know what? She's a white woman, so it ain't that bad. It's all bad, okay? If you wouldn't date a black woman with 6 kids, you need to have that same energy for this. Now, the same thing goes for a lot of these other situations. We're gonna have a black man out here dusting himself off and just looking foolish. But then you have brothers, egging this kind of stuff on. So shout out to JR Wisdom. Shout out to the brothers for this content. Guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Jackson. Back at it again. Love episode Celebrity Junk. Appreciate it for all you do. Share the bell. We're out.